Welcome everybody to another episode of the Nerd Continuity, where we talk about design, development, and all other crazy sort of stuff that we find online. Today it's slightly different episode, and I feel like I'm repeating that today it's a slightly different episode since episode 1, because I can never find a proper way to do an episode. I cannot find the proper format, but it's fine. It's a work in progress. It's an organic type of podcast. It's not a set or a preset type of podcast that we have to follow rules or we have to follow a schedule. We can do whatever we want, and I can do whatever we want. So this is a slightly different podcast because it's going to be just audio. It's not going to be any video. So if you're watching this on YouTube, do not expect these screenshot of the title to change. But if you're listening to these on iTunes or whatever other podcast platform, you're pretty safe. You're not missing out anything. You're not missing any type of video content. So this is episode number 20 of the Nerd Continuity podcast, and it's the end of the year. Today is December 21st, 2016, and I'm not sure I'm gonna be able to record another podcast before 2017. So I wanted to use this time to wrap it up this past year, to think about everything I did and everything I accomplished and everything I failed in 2016 and share it with you. Before starting, I want to give you a couple of generic updates, mostly about the podcast. So if you were following this podcast on SoundCloud and you cannot find it anymore, it's totally normal because I canceled my SoundCloud subscription. I canceled it for a couple of reasons. The main reason was the price. I was paying almost $20 per month to host the podcast, and if you followed it, you notice that I'm not uploading one podcast per day or not even one podcast per week. It's really random, and sometimes I don't publish a new podcast for a couple of months or stuff like that. So I don't really need the settings or the service offered by SoundCloud because I don't publish as many podcasts as I do with videos. And the other reason is I was starting to get a lot of spam. I don't know why. I don't understand if SoundCloud has spam filter activated or it's like a specific situation with my profile, but I was getting messages every day by fake accounts, fake messages, and weird comments, and it's already hard to manage all the comments and all the requests and questions from YouTube or Twitter and Facebook on my Facebook page. So I didn't really want to manage also the comment section on SoundCloud, especially because on SoundCloud I had only 90 followers, nothing much, like really few followers. So it wasn't really used as a platform, but the amount of spam comment compared to the amount of followers that I had, it was kind of crazy. So I decided to cancel. I'm gonna save $20 a month, and it's totally fine. So in the future, I'm currently building a custom plugin for my website in order to store, to save or publish the podcast episodes as custom post types and automatically generate all the proper RSS feeds in order to make this podcast available on iTunes or Google Play or all these other podcast platforms and podcast apps that you can use. I don't know how much it's going to take me because I never did it before. It's the first time, but I'm going to code it. I'm going to collect all these episodes or the past 20 episodes that I did, and I'm going to publish them all on my website so you can listen to the previous episodes if you missed something from my website. And if you're listening to this episode from my website, from within my website, it means that I succeeded, and that's a big achievement for me, but I'm not sure how it's going to be and when it's going to be. Hopefully it's going to be soon. So what happened this year? That was a pretty intense year. I don't know you guys what you did, but I don't know, I felt really fast. It went super quickly, and I didn't really notice that it was already Christmas up until a week ago. I don't know, it feels crazy. Sometimes I go back and check all the videos that I published. I published more than 80 videos in the past year, so we're almost at 200 videos on the channel. That it's unbelievable. Like, I'm impressed by my consistency and commitment. It's great. But I have a couple of highlights of these here. First, for the first time, my videos got stolen by a user. So someone downloaded my videos about the WordPress 101 series and uploaded them first on Udemy, and the second time on Skillshare. First of all, I want to thank you all. Even if you didn't participate on like helping me to take down those videos, or you didn't flag me these stolen content, but thank you all, because thanks to you guys, thanks to your commitment and thanks to your feedback, I was able to do something. Like, I'm not on Udemy, I'm not on Skillshare, I'm not on Linta.com or whatever other platform or whatever other tutoring website or e-learning, whatever place. So sometimes I get a message from you or from one of my subscribers that says like, oh, I found this video that it totally looks like you, but I don't think you publish it because this guy has a completely different name. So thank you for flagging that out. Thank you for keeping an eye open, and thank you for recognizing my video. And that was something really hard to process. Like, the first time that happened, I was really upset, and especially because this user didn't just steal my videos, he actually edited them. So he removed all the parts where I do the introduction or I say thank you at the end. He removed all the part where I said my name, and he replaced those parts with its own graphic, like a custom introduction or some music in the background. So it was, I don't know, it felt like, it's like you do something that it's yours and someone like takes it and completely destroys it. It was so upsetting, and it took a week for Udemy, even more for Udemy, to take down those videos. But thanks to that experience, I learned that I have to start protecting myself a little bit. But I thought it was just like one shot, like just one thing that will never happen again. But actually, after 2-3 months, the same videos showed up on Skillshare, and they were exactly the same videos, same structure, same type of introduction, same cuts. And so the same user that I was able to ban from Udemy, and I contacted that user directly, and he actually answered me, and he pretended to not know what was going on. He said, no, I actually, this thing pissed me off a lot, because he said to me, I'm a big fan of yours. I took your videos because I wanted to test the upload functionality of Udemy for my future videos, and I didn't make any money. But that wasn't true. Of course, it was totally a lie. Like, it was obviously a lie. And the most upsetting thing was the number of users that paid to watch those videos. There are free videos that you can find on YouTube. And same thing for Skillshare, like more than 200 users paid that class to watch 10 videos, not even the entire series, like an incomplete series, a non-finished series with non-finished information. And it was really, really upsetting. And this guy tried again on Skillshare. It was banned again on Skillshare. So let's see. I will keep an eye open, and I will thank you all again if you find again my video on another platform, and probably it's gonna be the same guy try again on another platform. There are so many platforms that you can do that, and they don't really check the content before uploading it or before like releasing it. You pretty much you can upload whatever you want. And then if you do a copyright strike, they take it down, but they don't tell you really what happens. Like, they don't tell you if they refund the users that paid the class, or if they create, like, they do actually a legal action against the user that uploaded these videos, but they don't tell you anything. And of course, I don't have the money and the time to do a proper legal action, because it takes time and it takes money. I have to hire a lawyer, and it's annoying. Like, I don't want to waste time with these things and remove my really limited time from work and from videos and from these online community. It's really upsetting. So it's okay. That's something I learned during this year. It's like how to deal with these issues. And thanks to your support, I wrote a post, like a blog post on Facebook, because I was really upset. I was really like, not depressed, but I was really disappointed about this whole situation. And you guys showed me your support, and you guys showed me that you showed me love, and that was the best thing ever. Like, feeling loved in a moment of sadness, it's just the best. So you gave me a couple of ideas, and I'm gonna apply those ideas. Like, the most obvious one is interrupt the videos with like a quick commercial or a quick presentation, put a watermark on the bottom right or something like transparent that doesn't really bother like the visualization of the video, but it's something that it's there, and if you want to remove it, you have to cut a part of the video, and it will make it impossible to follow. So I will do a couple of things like that, and I will try also sometimes to do videos with a little pop-up, like a small pop-up of my face on top, so it's obvious that's me, and in the middle of the video I will show a text on top. Hopefully it's not gonna be too intrusive. A text on top that says these videos are made by Alex and are free on Alecaddd, and you can find it for free on YouTube. So if you're paying for this video, you got scammed. I'm sorry, and stuff like that. So I need to find these small things. I need to apply these small things in order to protect the viewers. Because it doesn't really affect me much. It doesn't. I don't do these, as I wrote, I don't do these for the money. So it's not that if you pull away 200 users from my user base, I'm gonna be broke. Like, I don't care about things. The things that I care are the user, is the guy, is the student that thinks that he needs to pay money in order to learn something. And especially in the digital age, like if you have to go to the university, or if you hire a tutor, or if you go in a private session in a class, you totally have to pay the teacher, the facility, all the things that you use, absolutely. But if you're doing something online, if you want to learn something online, especially if you want to learn coding, there are so many free resources that you could follow, and you shouldn't pay for unfinished work. And that's something really, really upsetting. So the other thing that I want to try to achieve is to kind of become famous. It's not because of me. Like, I don't want to be an internet sensation or a fucking, like, I don't know. I don't want to go viral or stuff like that. I'm totally fine being like unknown and have you guys as one-on-one sessions and knowing your names and answering to your comments. And I'm totally happy about that. But the thing is, if my videos are known and are globally recognizable, a user that it's on Udemy or Skillshare, whatever other platform, sees a video that it's identical to mine, or like that's my video that was edited, because my videos are famous, that user will recognize it immediately, right? Can flag it out, can flag it as like a copyright infringement, or can contact me directly with a direct message on Facebook or my email. So that's my main goal. Like, I'm almost at 20,000 subscribers. That it's unbelievable. So if for the next year I'm gonna be able to reach 100,000 subscribers, I will have pretty much the proper user base, the proper amount of visibility in order to quote unquote fight back these stolen content on other platforms, because my videos with 100,000 subscribers, my videos will be shared a lot, will be viewed a lot, will be known by a lot of users, and these users will have less chance to find my videos or less chance to be scammed by my videos on these other platforms, because my videos are famous and they know, like everyone knows that they can find them online and they're free. So that's kind of the idea, like being globally recognizable so you can avoid to get scammed. That's okay. Because also the other thing is, the first time that happened, I was really upset also with all the users that purchased this thing, because I couldn't understand, like, why do you pay $20 or $30, or like on Udemy was, my series was $45 for 10 videos, which like an insane price. It's too much. And why do you want to pay $45 for 10 videos of 20 minutes each? It's, you know that with those 10 videos, you will not learn everything about WordPress. And you can see it, like with the sunset theme, we are at video number 60 and we didn't cover everything about WordPress. We covered a lot, but we didn't do everything. We're missing a lot. So can you imagine paying $45 for 10 videos and knowing that you will not gain the knowledge that you need? And at the beginning, I was upset with the user, like, how can they not know this? But then I realized that it's not their fault. It's like, how can, like, reverse the question to myself, how can they know that? They can't. And of course, because of the current knowledge or the current status of web resources, we have this built-in knowledge that if something is free, it means that it's not as good as the same thing if you pay it. So you're more willing to pay something even if it's incomplete, but you know that because you're paying it and you're buying it from a trustworthy source, you will have a better chance of learning something, or the quality of the product that you're buying it will be better than the free product that you can find online. And that's a misconception that I wanna destroy. It's something that I wanna change, because for me it's a misconception, but it's also not a misconception. It's also kind of true, because if you, like, how many hours of research you spend to find a really good content or a really good free resource for you to learn something for real. Most of the times the tutorials for free that you can find are incomplete or are outdated or are, I don't know, it's just like a quick blog post with the code slapped there on the page, and it's like, hey, if you want to do this, just copy paste this code and it's going to work. They don't really spend time on explaining why the thing works and why it was meant to be built like that. They don't explain that. So, and it's totally normal, because you cannot spend time on something that you know you're not going to have anything in return. Also, like for myself, I started doing these videos to learn English, because I had a huge lack of technical knowledge, like technical English, when it comes to talking development. I still have, and I still have to learn. So that's why I keep doing these videos. But then it turned into something that I can do it. I'm enjoying it a lot. I love it. And I can make a little bit of money. All the monies that I get are through the built-in advertisement of YouTube. And I have a couple of sponsorization with Template Monster or HostGator, or sometimes I review a product, but that's it. Like I don't ask you money to watch my videos. Are totally free. And if you want to skip the ad, skip the ad. If you want to use ad block, use ad block. It's fine. I have a job. I don't need for YouTube to be my job. So I'm in a pretty sweet spot, and I can afford this. I can afford to be detailed, and I can afford to be accurate and do a really pretty long and exhaustive tutorial series completely for free for you. But of course, the average user doesn't know that, because the reality, it's like that. Like, free content, it's mostly shitty. Paid content, it's mostly good. So that's another goal of 2017, like destroy this concept of free equal crap. So I'm gonna just do a lot of free videos about a lot of different topics, and hopefully my videos will be shared enough to fight back this copyright stuff and it's really annoying issues that I would really like to avoid to spend time dealing with, but that's something that happens. Moving on, a couple of updates for the 2017. So the sunset theme, it's almost done. I think we are 5 or 6 videos away, because we finished the contact form. I'm gonna do a video on how to style it properly, make it look good, and do a bunch of cool CSS transition to have a nice response for the user. And then we're gonna style, we're gonna take care of making it fully responsive. We're gonna implement more options for the user to update the header or manage the header through the customizer. And then that's it. We're gonna package it, and we're gonna see how to release it on the WordPress template store, or whatever, WordPress theme repository. So after that, the sunset theme or the premium development series is going to be complete. The next step is to start immediately the plugin development series. It's something you guys asked a lot, and I cannot wait to start. The focus on the series is going to be first to build a super quick and simple plugin, just to show you how here's the basic structure, like what you need to build a plugin. And then after that, because to show you the structure of a plugin, it's going to be just like 2 or 3 videos, nothing more. After that, I'm going to keep continuing that series by building a small plugin every 2 or 3 videos. So it's going to be also a challenge for myself. So I'm going to do some survey. I'm going to ask, what type of plugin should I build right now? And I'm going to give you 3 options. You're going to select one, the most voted. I'm going to build that plugin. And of course, I'm going to release the source code on GitHub for free. So I'm going to record myself while building those plugins, and it's going to be really interesting. The next series that I'm going to start is going to be PHP from scratch. That is something that is actually missing, because I was trying to, like, a lot of times you guys asked, like, I would like to learn PHP. Like, I'm grasping WordPress, thanks for the videos. I know WordPress, but I would really like to learn PHP properly, because I don't know that. And I noticed that it actually doesn't exist a proper free source of learning PHP thoroughly. Most of the time there's the tutorial, like how to send an email in PHP or how to create cool arrays in PHP, but it doesn't exist currently a free complete resource on learn PHP from the ground up and be like a decent developer at the end. That doesn't exist that. So I'm gonna do that. It's gonna be interesting because I learned PHP like 10 years ago or something. So I need to like refresh my knowledge about terminology or proper way of doing things. I don't want to give you wrong information. And while doing these 2 series, I'm gonna keep doing the Git series. Actually, I want to try to complete the Git from scratch series, because to complete Git completely, like to do it in order to use it properly, I need just 7 or 6 videos. So I'm gonna record them all together in a batch. I'm gonna release them 1 per day, and then I will keep publishing Design Factory's videos and tutorials about Affinity Designer. They release a new version of Affinity Designer that it's amazing, and they release finally the full version for Windows. It's just incredible. So these are the updates for the 2017 new series. Pushing it more, try to publish more videos per week, and it's gonna be really interesting. And of course, everything is gonna be still free and completely accessible just on YouTube, and only on YouTube, I think, or maybe not. Because maybe not, because the next update it's about my website. So I have the website alecaddd.com that you probably saw it, and I'm not publishing anything there because I don't have time. but it's I want to restructure it. And if you follow the Design Factory series, you saw that I completely built a new design for that website, and I'm planning to open an online community. So most likely I'm gonna change the website URL from Alecaddd.com to Alecademy, because what's the best way to compete with these paid services with a free online service? So Alecademy is basically gonna be a repository of all the YouTube videos, but organized better in categories, section, or learning paths. For example, if you wanna be a designer, you're gonna select the website in Alecademy learning path designer, like UX designer. And in the UX designer, you're gonna have all the playlist of the Design Factory, the Affinity Designer, wireframing, or all the new series that I'm gonna do about design. So how to design a logo, how to design a landing page, or stuff like that. If you wanna be a backend developer, you can select the learning path of backend developer, and you're gonna have the full list of all the playlists that you should follow. So all the videos about PHP, all the videos about the backend of WordPress, database things, or infrastructure, IT maintainer, all this kind of stuff. So I'm gonna organize the videos in a better way in order to make you more aware of the separation between all the different fields, all the different sections of the web world, or this kind of stuff, the IT development thing. And it's going to be really interesting, because the more videos I publish on YouTube, the harder it gets to maintain them organized. And I noticed that most of the time users don't actually use the playlist. And I organize all my videos in playlists, but they are not easy to follow, and sometimes you forget that you have a playlist. So having a website where everything is probably organized for you, laid down, and maybe giving you the option to have, if you have an account, you can check a video that you already saw. So having a bookmark of what you saw and starting again from the same spot, or remembering what you learned or what you should, like suggesting, okay, you completed this series, the next logical step, you should learn this now. So the idea is having like a really good community, online community, as a repository of all the videos, all the learning things. Opening Alecademy will help me also to start searching for collaborators, like other developers that most likely I know personally that are here, so I can monitor them properly. But I would love to open this platform to other educators, other teachers, in order to have more videos, maybe on some topics that I don't know. Like I don't know everything. So it would be nice to have an iOS developer and showing you for free how to build an iOS app with Swift. That would be amazing. And also another thing, I would like to open a forum, and I would like to move all the comments and all the discussions that we're currently having on Facebook or YouTube on the forum itself. I'm sure it will take time, it's going to be painful, but yeah, Alecademy is going to be WordPress based, of course. It's going to still have a blog, but it's going to have a forum, a completely custom post type section for all the series, organized properly in categories and custom taxonomies, and it's going to be awesome. I'm sure. I hope it's going to be awesome. Hopefully, yes, or maybe not. We'll see. We're almost at the end of this podcast, and to conclude this podcast, I want to share with you all the things that I learned in the past year. And mostly, I learned a lot of things. I learned like a lot of different coding languages, a lot of different new frameworks, a lot of different way of doing things. I learned about myself a lot, like myself from an emotional point of view. But I think all these things are kind of boring. I want to just like focus on 3 things that I learned from bad experiences. And the first thing that I learned, and I want to share with you, it's okay to be bad. I mean, not bad as a bad person. It's okay to not know. It's okay to not be 100% sure of what you're doing. And That's a thing that I still struggle, but because I consider myself not good, but I want to show to everyone else, to everybody else, that I'm the best. And that's really hard to maintain constantly. So in this year, I learned to say, no, I don't know this. Like, oh, no, oh, this is new. Oh, this is interesting. Please show me how to do it. And I want to learn. So admitting that you don't know how to do something properly and asking for help, it's something that I learned this year. Before, I used to not do it. I used to stay quiet, go back home, study, and fix it up by myself. Ask for help. It's fine. It's not going to affect you personally. It's not going to change the perspective of someone towards you. It's totally fine. Just like it's for you. It will open your mind and will create a better environment with everyone. So it's hard, but trust me, it's okay to not be 100% good. It's okay to not know everything. The second thing that I learned in this year, it's respect the framework. So right now we are in a pretty sweet spot in the web environment. You have a lot of pre-built frameworks. You have a lot of pre-packaged application that you can use as base ground, like as the starting point of your custom application of your website. But before using those, you have to learn how they work, because it's not useful to, for example, use Bootstrap if you're not going to respect the grid of Bootstrap and you're going to write your custom CSS to override the Bootstrap grid. So why you're using Bootstrap? It's not used to use Laravel if you're not going to respect the folder structure or the architecture of Laravel. Like, if you use something that it's there, it's pre-packaged, read the documentation, study how this application or this framework works, and then build your stuff on top by respecting that framework. Don't override your thing because you think that your logic is better. If you think that your logic is better, do not use a framework, because you're going to create a lot of problems for yourself in the future when you're going to be more confident with the framework, but you're going to realize, oh, I fucked it up. And now if I delete this code, everything is gonna fall apart because it's not good. So respect the framework. Always respect the starting code. Like, don't use your logic if you want to use framework's logic. Those two things are not compatible most of the time. So this can be connected also to the first part, that it's okay to not know. If you don't know how a framework works, don't pretend to know by building it on top and making it work as you think. Just learn it. Like, take the time to learn, and it's gonna be way better. The last and third thing that I learned this past year is to trust your instinct, or in my case, like, trust my instinct, because sometimes, as I said before, most of the times, I don't consider myself a person that knows everything. Like, I consider myself a really average developer, and I don't think I'm that good. But sometimes during meetings or during chatting with other developers, I get intimidated a little bit by the confidence of all these other people. Like, they talk so fluently in English, and they talk with these technical terms that I never heard, because I know them in Italian. But yes, I have these issues in, do I really belong here? Am I really saying something good or something wrong? I don't know. I have all these issues. So when I'm in this situation, sometimes I feel in the back of my mind, I feel like a thought like, oh, this is wrong. Like, they're saying something and everyone agrees. And because I don't have the skills or the knowledge, like the language skills to answer back, I think that that's okay. So I don't question that decision or the thing. But on the back of my mind, I still think, like, in my opinion, that thing is wrong. Like, should be done differently. And I don't want to say 100% of the time, but I'd say like 99% of the time, after a little bit, everyone realizes that that approach or the process wasn't the best one. And they change and they use the approach or the process that I thought and I didn't say. So even if you're not the smartest in the room, and no one is the smartest, because if they talk to destroy you with words, it's because they are not confident about their knowledge. So they want to keep talking to avoid to you to answer and question their own logic. So if you think that something is not done properly, and if you have this instinct that it says like, this doesn't really look right, just say it. If it's wrong, if your opinion is wrong, it's fine. You learned something new. You share your opinion, they're going to answer you with hopefully positive feedback to let you know why it's wrong, and you learn something new. But don't keep it in yourself because you think that it's gonna like make you look bad because you're saying something wrong. You don't know if what you think is wrong if you don't say it. So trust your instinct. If you have something to say, just say it. And if it's wrong, good, because you have room to learn. But if it's correct, way better, because you're gonna show them that you know your shit. You know what you're talking about. So that's something that I learned. Like I need to trust my instinct, and it's really hard, especially when you find someone that thinks the opposite, that thinks that he knows everything and it's better than you, and you try to be polite and you try to let them know that, hey, probably we should do this. No, why like that. This is really, it's really tough, but you should trust yourself and you should be okay in failing. Like, it's okay to be bad, and trust yourself. Always, let's go back to the first point. It's okay to be bad, but trust your instinct, and you're gonna learn a lot more in a way shorter amount of time. So I think it's pretty much it for this episode number 20 of the Nerd Continuity. And I wish you all happy holidays. I wish you all the best for the last days of the year. I wish you all the greatest success for the new year. And thank you so much for following, and bye.